Alright, hi everyone, it's Mr. Colvin, and today's video we're going to learn about how to write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines using our coordinate geometry. So a lot of this is going to seem very familiar to you from what you've done in Algebra 1, so this is mostly just a review and a refresher, but as always you should make sure to take notes, stop the video at any point, and make sure you copy everything down, and then there's one point where you're going to stop the video and do a question on your own. So first we want to talk about a little bit of vocabulary. This should be a very familiar form of an equation, y equals mx plus b. This is known as slope-intercept form. And the reason it's called that is because we can read the slope and the y-intercept directly from the equation. Okay, so this makes my life really easy. So here we want to find the slope-intercept form of this equation right here. We're going to need that in a minute. So first thing we need to do is we need to find the slope and we need to find the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is where the function crosses the y-axis, so that would be right there. And we can see pretty clearly that my y-intercept is at the point 0, 3. So that means that this 3 is going to be my y-intercept. Alright, well now I need to find the slope. Come on, pen, there we go. Alright, so to find the slope, I'm going to draw a little slope triangle, because we know that slope equals rise over run equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. When I was in 8th grade learning about slope, my math teacher made us write that every time we did slope. So I'm going to use this other point right here as my second point, because I might as well use the y-intercept. So this is the point 4, 6. That's right. Alright, so either using a slope triangle, which you can draw in, or using this formula, we can find the slope. So I'm going to do, this is x2, y2, this is x1, y1. Alright, so I'm going to do 6 minus 3 over 4 minus 0, which gives me 3/4. Yay! So this is my slope. So if I were to write the equation of this line in slope-intercept form, I would write y equals slope, 3/4. Pin that there. There we go. 3/4 x plus my y-intercept, which is 3. So that was pretty easy. There's my equation. Alright, now recall from yesterday that we learned that parallel lines have the same slope. Okay? So in this case, if I had a line that was parallel to this, the slope would be the same. It'd still be 3/4. This is going to make my life really easy. Perpendicular lines, we know that the slopes are negative reciprocals. Okay? Or another way to write this is the product of slopes is negative 1. Okay? And there's one exception to this, and the exception has to do with horizontal and vertical lines. And they're just defined to be perpendicular to each other, because the slope of a vertical line does not exist. So that's our one exception, where the slopes are negative reciprocals. We also have this additional exception that horizontal is perpendicular to vertical. Excellent. All right, so now we're going to do an example of a type of problem that you will need to be able to do. So we need to write the equation of the line parallel to this one. So my keyword is parallel. And it passes through the point 8, 5. So we're going to get to how we apply that in a second. So first off, let's rewrite my equation. It was y equals 3/4 x plus 3. It's the same line as before. All right, keyword is parallel. Parallel lines have the same slope. So I'm going to start by writing y equals mx plus b. And in this case, because of my parallel lines, I know that m is 3/4. Again, we can see that right here. My run is 4. My res is 3. All right. So now I have y equals 3/4 x plus b. Well, I need to figure out what the y-intercept would be when my line goes through the point 8, 5. Well, I could try to move this around and redraw the line and do a whole bunch of other stuff, but that's going to take too much time. So instead, I'm going to substitute these coordinates into this equation and solve for b. So 8 is my x-coordinate, so I'm going to put in 8 for x. Okay. And then 5 is my y-coordinate, so I'm going to put 5 over there. And now I'm solving for b. This is a pretty easy solution here. So I have 5. 3/4 times 8 comes out to be 6. And then I just simply subtract 6 from both sides. My 6's and b's look the same, but I get -1 equals b. So then my final answer is y equals 3/4 x plus -1. Or you can write -1. That's the same thing. But that is my final answer. And if I do that line by making a copy of this, and I'm going to put it through the point. Let me find 8, 5. So 8, 5. Yeah, pen. All right. 8 is there, and 5 is there. Oh, lovely. I put it right in the middle of something. And apparently I colored my line orange by accident somehow. Oh well. We can see, oh look, the y-intercept is in fact -1. All right, so that worked out very nicely. Excellent. So hopefully you understood this example. So now we're going to go on to this example that I would like you to do on your own. And the question says, write the equation of the line perpendicular to this one that passes through the point 6, 1. So again, keyword is perpendicular, and then we have the point 6, 1. And for your reference, I'm going to write the equation of the original, y equals 3/4 x plus 3. Okay? That is the original equation. So I want you to pause the video at this time, and I want you to try this problem on your own. All right, so hopefully at this point you've now tried the problem on your own, and you're ready to see if your solution is correct. So, again, I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. In this case, I know that my slope is the negative reciprocal. So perpendicular slopes are negative reciprocals. So that implies that my m is going to be the negative of this, and then I'm going to flip the numerator and denominator. So my m is -4/3. All right? So now I have y equals -4/3 x plus b. My second step is going to be exactly the same as it was before. I'm going to substitute in 6, 1. So I'm going to put 1 in for y. Okay, and then I solve. So -4/3 times 6. Well, 6 over 3 is 2, and 2 times -4 is -8. And then I'm going to add 8 to both sides. Because getting rid of -8 is adding 8. And I get that b is 9. So my answer is going to be y equals -4/3 x plus 9. All right. And hopefully, if I can draw this correctly, using my ruler. So let's see. So my y-intercept is going to be 9, and my slope is going to be negative 4/3. So I should be going like so. And if I did everything right, this should go right through the point 6, 1. Okay, and we see, oh look, here's 6, 1. And there's my y-intercept of 0, 9. And we can see visually that, yes, these two are perpendicular. And we can also tell that the slope is negative 4/3 by our slope triangle. Okay, so that's negative 4, and that's 3. Rather run negative 4/3. All right, so hopefully this was helpful to you in being able to solve for equations of parallel and perpendicular slopes. And make sure you answer the mastery question to see if you understood. Make sure to write the code word in your notes. And tomorrow we're going to do some problems with this. So I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.